And now how about some news you can snooze, get it? ABC News' very own Diane Macedo has researched and penned a go-to guide for catching those much-needed Z's. It's called The Sleep Fix, Practical, Proven, and Surprising Solutions for Insomnia, Snoring, Shift Work, and more. Diane, kind enough to join us this morning.
I woke up early for you.
Well, after a rested night's sleep, of course. Now, of course, a lot of research went into the book. You talked to some of our colleagues, including Whit Johnson, but this generated from your own insomnia.
It was. You know, for years I had trouble sleeping while we were all working together, mind you. So you probably heard me complain at some point throughout the course of the last few years. But I had so much trouble sleeping, and for a while I just kind of dismissed it as, well, that's just how I am. And then it got so bad that I really couldn't ignore it. So I started trying all the typical sleep tips that I found out there, and nothing worked. Eventually, I started taking Ambien. That for a while was like magic, and then eventually that stopped working. So I got screened for sleep apnea, and once we ruled that out, I became kind of a sleep nerd. I started reading sleep textbooks and books written by clinicians who treat sleep problems, and that's where I found my answers. And I was surprised at A, how quickly it worked, how practical these things were, and how different a lot of it was from what I was seeing getting so much attention. So I kind of just, I thought, why isn't anybody talking about this stuff? And, 2 years later, I decided someone had to, so here we are.
And we are so excited that the book is here, and it's also so great to see you.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned from you that eating oatmeal before bed can help. You did overnights before I did.
Oh, yeah.
So we know what that schedule can look like. In the book, you talk about orthosomnia. Tell us about this. I'd never heard of that before.
Well, first of all, thanks for matching the book. Very thoughtful.
Anytime.
So orthosomnia is essentially sleep perfectionism. And this just goes to show where we are here, because we've heard so much about the importance of sleep. But I think what people don't realize, there are a lot of people out there trying to get sleep, and they can't. And that's who this book was for. And orthosomnia is for all the people out there who are trying, particularly with sleep trackers, to meet specific sleep targets or maybe beat last night's sleep score. And they're thinking and worrying so much about their sleep that they actually give themselves insomnia when they didn't have a problem before.
Yeah, every time you start thinking about it more and more, you just can't get to sleep. And this is a problem that I have with your device, right? You look at your phone and right before bed and you're just wired. But there's a right way to do it, right?
Well, ish. If a screen curfew, banishing screens altogether, works for you, great. But I know for a lot of people it doesn't. So in the book, I wanted to give some other tools. And often the conversation around screens just revolves around the blue light. But what you're talking about is also that kind of addictive nature of screens where you just can't put the phone down. So I love the idea of, lower the brightness, lower the blue light levels on the screen so you mitigate that light part. But also, if you turn the screen black and white, if you go into the device's color filter settings and turn it to grayscale, I call it the grayscale trick, because it just turns the screen black and white. Everything else works exactly the same, but all it does is it makes it, for most people, so much easier to just put the phone down. If you can go, you check your Twitter account, maybe you put in a quick grocery order, maybe you then stop to check Instagram.
Because you're just bored without the colors? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's not as enticing, but you can still, check up on what people are saying. You can read your emails. You can do whatever you need to do. But like for me, I would often pick up the phone to do something quick, and 2 hours later I was scrolling Instagram and I never did the thing I intended. Now if I pick up the phone to do something, I actually get that thing done and I can put the phone down.
Such great, useful information. Thank you for all of your work in this and for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. It's so nice to see everybody.
Our chief biohacker, Diane Macedo.
I need to give a testimonial about this, Diane. Thank you so much. The Sleep Fix is out and available wherever books are sold.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.